right, good morning. John Blewonski, CEO of MS Limited. Thank you for taking the time to catch up today. So as you know, hoping to talk with you about all things aspiration, purpose and values. So Insync have recently partnered with MS to redefine your aspiration, purpose and values. So it'd be great to get a little bit more insight into that process today, why it's important to you and where you're looking to next.
So we set about really a 6 to 9 month process on developing a new set of strategic directions, and it became really evident through the 40 odd consultations I think we had up and down the east coast of Australia with consumers, with staff, with other providers, that really, we need to change a few things and we needed to become more contemporary, more relevant, and a big part of that was ownership of those new directions by the team. As we continued those conversations, it became clear that the existing mission and vision weren't necessarily aligned to where we were heading. They were a bit generic, I suppose, is a fair way to describe it. And as I said earlier, the thing that concerned me most was, particularly with staff, they weren't able to resonate clearly or understand clearly how the vision and mission related to their role on a day-to-day basis within the organisation. We, as most organisations did, moved 300 or 400 staff to working from home, virtual connection overnight. A dramatic change for the organisation. And I would argue that the biggest risk in that was culture and the risk to our culture moving forward by not being connected. And this project and where we ended up was a great way of keeping the team together over those months. At this point in time, they're the words that we've landed on, we believe in. And I would suspect that a good, healthy organisation should continue to revisit those words because in our mind, the view is that the words are what, in effect, the glue. That's what keeps us all together. We are about really getting a set of words that we're all comfortable with, that have meaning to us, and then I suppose promoting those through our day-to-day experiences and so on. Clearly, the sense that we were providing a really safe and legitimate environment to have these conversations. There were no rules. The words could be what people wanted, and people could feel confident and safe to prosecute those. If you look at our aspiration underneath it, which is the home of comprehensive support for neurological conditions, it's almost an answer. It's almost a question and answer. What's your aspiration and what's it going to look like? Well, that's what it's going to look like in 5 years' time. And I think that's really quite powerful when you present it like that. And similarly with purpose, you know, what are we about? What's our purpose on behalf of the people we work for? And that notion of breaking down barriers together, really quite powerful. So it's not just the staff doing it or the organisation, it's the staff with the service recipient. And why we're doing it? Because we want to achieve goals to help people live well. Because as I said earlier, it's not about compartmentalising the person with MS. It's about saying, yes, you have this terrible disease, but how can we support you through all of our programs, whether they're employment programs, whether they're peer support programs, allied health programs, etc. How do we support you to live well? And that's what our purpose is. I think that in itself, as you've described that last iteration of the clients and consumers, how they responded to it, is what has been really powerful about this process. There is no right and wrong answer. What you come up with ultimately, as long as it's owned by the recipients, it's right. And it's right for the time and right for the people, and they will stand proudly behind that.